Hello, and welcome to another edition of AppSec Decoded. I'm Taylor Armerding, security advocate with the Synopsys Software Integrity Group, coming to you from the 2023 RSA Conference in San Francisco. And this is the third and final conversation about a major upgrade in the Polaris Software Integrity Platform, a Synopsys cloud-based software security solution. In our previous conversations with Debrup Ghosh, which you can find on synopsys.com, we covered some of the highlights of how easy Polaris is to deploy and to scale. And today, we're going to talk about how easy it is to use with Rick Smith, Director of Product Management with the Synopsys Software Integrity Group, and a member of the team that brought the Polaris upgrade into being. And Rick, thanks very much for being here. And let's start with a general question. As we've noted, the key word for users for Polaris is easy, as in easy to deploy, easy to scale, and easy to use. Why is it so important in software development to make app security frictionless?
Yeah, great question. So what we're seeing increasingly is an increasing number of applications and projects that teams are having to secure, an increasing number of threat vectors. So there's a lot more pressure on development teams, and the friction of AppSec is almost implicit, and so we have to do a lot actively to remove that. So there's friction in terms of onboarding the applications into a platform, and there's friction in terms of scanning those applications, and then there's frictions in terms of looking at those findings and triaging them and understanding, are they real, and then finally, obviously, fixing the issues. That's the whole goal of the thing. So. Lots of friction along the way, so the things that we can do to make onboarding really easy and automatic and sort of seamless, and to deliver results directly to developers, where they are in their IDE or in their repositories or comments on pull requests. All those things are really critical, because what we've really found overwhelmingly is if we don't make it frictionless, developers won't do it. It's not what their goals are. It's not what they're sort of judged by. Their goals are creating software, and so we have to make that securing applications and securing that software invisible and frictionless and really pain-free for them in a number of different ways.
I recall one of our reports, the Building Security and Maturity Model. They were talking to groups of developers who said, we'd love to have security in our development stream as long as you don't slow us down.
Exactly. And because they're tasked with delivering software faster. Obviously security is important, but the truth is
the real pressure is speed.
The real pressure is speed, getting the software out there, driving those business drivers for their organizations. So they want it to be transparent, to be completely, really invisible for them. So it's really important.
Good. All right. Well, there are other developer-focused features in Polaris. So can we talk in detail about a few of them? One of them is fast onboarding, and we're spelling it lowercase f, uppercase AST, application security testing.
Right.
Okay. Fast onboarding. Integrations are available with major source code managers to start scheduled analysis directly from repositories.
Right.
Illuminate that a bit for us.
Yeah, so automation is really king within AppSec and anything that a developer is doing. So if there's a button they have to press, if there's a thing that a developer has to do, they might not do it. They probably won't do it. So our SCM integrations make it really easy to point to a GitHub or a GitLab, Azure repos, and let Polaris pull that code and scan it automatically for you. So we're building upon that, expanding those use cases and making that even more powerful with event-driven flows. But that SCM integration is really, really key for us. That's where developers live. That's where code lives. It's a really great centralization point for us to really make those workflows a lot easier for development teams and for AppSec folks as well.
Yeah. Okay, and then there's the command line bridge for continuous integration.
Right.
Talk about that a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So one big advantage of what we're doing with Polaris is we're bringing together multiple testing technologies. So some of the friction that traditionally teams have seen is that they have multiple testing technologies and multiple platforms and multiple integration points, which means they have to track issues in multiple places. They have to integrate multiple places. So what we've done with our command line bridge technology is to integrate both static analysis and composition analysis in a single integration point, so that a DevOps person can drop this technology into their pipelines, and when it triggers, when a build triggers, they receive results in Polaris, as well as back in those pipelines automatically. One integration point, so they're not, again, reducing friction. There's one thing they're having to integrate with. They're not having to integrate with 2 or 3 or however many AppSec tools that they're using in their pipelines.
Okay, thanks. Another one, bug tracking integration.
Right. Yeah, so we definitely realize that what developers action is really driven off of their Jira integrations, or so it's tickets. They're working from tickets. So we try to make it easy to step into those workflows, and so integrating with Jira, integrating with ADO, those types of use cases are really important. We've done some things to even reduce the friction further. So traditionally, what that flow has looked like is you run a scan, you get results in a platform, and then you say, a security practitioner will typically say, hey, send that issue to Jira. It's a manual process. There's friction there. So we've implemented features that allow policy to say, hey, when you detect a new critical issue, automatically send it to your bug tracker. And that's really important, because again, that automation reduces friction, and then the developer works off the ticket, so that they're working in the environment that they're comfortable with.
So, and you can configure it to say what you want it to flag, and
absolutely. We know that no one team is the same.
Sure.
Different, even different projects within the same teams tend to be different.
Sure.
And so have different requirements and have different SLAs. So being able to customize with policy what gets sent to which Jira project is really, really important, and has been really well received.
Good.
Really powerful feature.
Okay, and finally, how does Polaris drive actionability with ease of use for development teams?
Right. So, one of the advantages that Polaris has is that we have some really mature, really solid static analysis engines integrated in Coverity, as well as really, really powerful and really mature SCA engines. So what we bring to the table is a really accurate set of engines in a modern SaaS platform. So actionable in that the issues that developers are seeing are real issues. Obviously, no technology is perfect, so there will be false positives, but they're not overwhelmed by those things.
Right.
So very actionable. We also provide a really sort of seamless flow in terms of how you triage those issues and how you look at contributing code events to understand, hey, is this a real issue? So we provide enough context for a developer to be able to say, okay, this is a real issue, something that I need to remediate, and then again send that issue to.
So you don't have to pay attention to trivial stuff.
That's right. Yeah, they've got more applications than they can handle. Typically more issues than they can handle. So it's all about managing risk. And being able to triage easily, having the data that they need to understand how to fix that issue is really critical. And so having these really mature analyzers in Polaris is really key, and it's been really an advantage for us.
And I'm going to let that be the last word.
Great.
Advantage.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rick, and thanks to you, our audience. This concludes our 3-part series on how the Polaris platform makes it really easy to make your software secure at the speed of development. Once again, this is AppSec Decoded, coming to you from the 2023 RSA conference. My name is Taylor Armerding for the Synopsys Software Integrity Group. We help organizations build trust into their software.